Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Near Protocol. Sometimes get the messages that, yeah, it would be great to get a cryptocurrency also that I talk about that, yeah, does something crazy here in this case like Near Protocol or like Silica. Back then, Silica obviously missed, but here with the Near Protocol we talked about it. Well, we have been talking about it since the end of last year, or since last year pretty much. Kept talking about it when we hit the low here, and this was my target area between the 88.7% FIB level and the 88.7 and the 78.6% FIB level between $7.29 and $8.47. This was where I told you that in my opinion the correction will be over, or at least the price will have a good chance to turn around. Now in the end you can see what happened here. It did exactly that, and it is starting to move up impressively. So it has now made 160%. That is quite impressive given that most of the crypto market is now down. And yeah, I mean, the Near Protocol is a great project. I've been saying that many times in the videos, and in my opinion, a cryptocurrency that is a bit, yeah, not necessarily undervalued, but that is not getting the attention that it deserves. And I think this might be changing now. We can see that already in the last video when we moved up here to $16-17, we saw already yeah, quite impressive gains, and this is now playing out further. We see another pump, yeah, and I think the next target is clearly the all-time high at the moment, yeah, which is here at $20.70. So in terms of Fibonacci extensions and next major resistance levels, if we assume that this was the low, this was the completion of a correction, and we're now already back on our way up in an impulse, and if we count this as a wave 1, as a wave 2, then possibly this would need to be, or maybe this was already the wave 3 here, we came down in a wave 4, this here is now the wave 5. What can we expect of that wave 5? Well, let's take a look at that. So we've already reached with that wave 3, if this here was the wave 3, and by the way, this was a nice dip, so we can count this as a wave 3, 4, coming down in that fourth wave here. And this is now the fifth wave. Yeah, I think we can expect certainly to get to that all-time high or to the next FIB extension. The next major extension is the 2.618 FIB extension at $21.13. Now, what could be the case there then is that the fifth wave could be over, and this could have been a first impulse, and then we get another ABC correction down, which might be another entry point. Yeah. Overall, at the moment, the pressure to the upside here is very impressive, and it's good to see that. Is it too late to buy now? Personally, to buy in now, yes, for me, yes. For me, it's now starting to get interesting in terms of profit taking. Already took my first profits, but only 10% of my position, so really low here around the peak, just below this FIB level here. And now we're moving obviously higher here to the B wave. So looking here on the daily chart, you can see momentum is still increasing. So we cannot yet see any descending or downtrending momentum. And that uptrend is in place until we see here a shift in momentum, right? So you can even draw an ascending trend line here that you could use to monitor that performance, yeah, and to monitor if we're shifting below that ascending trend line. That is a good signal that the immediate uptrend is over. But for now, the uptrend is absolutely intact. Yeah, you can even see here on the daily chart the RSI momentum pushing higher. There is now a risk that we are turning around here. We're getting overbought on the daily RSI, always a risk, so keep that in mind. I would personally never buy if a cryptocurrency is in the overbought range on the daily. If we're in the overbought range on the daily, we will most likely also be overbought on the 8-hour chart. Takes a moment to load here. But no, in fact, actually, we're not overbought on the 8-hour, probably related to the fact that we had a pullback to that trend line. And by the way, pullbacks to trend lines can be traded. Yeah, I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm telling you it's a good way of doing it, oftentimes, because it's more reliable than a pattern trade. But yeah, no, we are not overbought on the 8-hour chart yet, and we also have a bullish momentum cross here at the moment, but there is now a risk that we're getting here a bearish divergence on the 8-hour chart to To avoid that, we need to push much higher and get the RSI above the previous high. What we can see here at the moment is that even though, you know, we are pushing higher and we increase in momentum, you could argue that what we are doing here is getting close to an ascending wedge, so bearish reversal pattern. And that often appears when you're getting exhausted, when the price is getting exhausted, because it has pushed up that much already. So I think we are getting close to the end of this immediate run, because even if we count this as an impulse, we get close to the fifth wave, yeah, and we might get rejected here at the B wave, yeah, at the $20.69. If we push through it, that would unlock higher prices, but the daily chart is already close to exhaustion, and at some point there will be another entry point, the same way as there was an entry point here when we started back in July, 2 new highs, and then you had your peak and you came down once more in a nice dip, and that was also another entry point, yeah. Then you made another run and again came down in a nice dip, possible new entry point, moving up, coming down. This is exactly the target area we talked about for another turnaround. Good entry point, best entry point here, yeah. And you can see how exactly we caught the low. Anybody who used my buy orders and actually managed to get to buy down here in that wick, fantastic. So one of my buy orders triggered there, extremely happy about that. And this is of course now massively in profit, really pleased about that. And but bear in mind, we're getting here close to exhaustion in my opinion, and nothing is ever going up in a straight line. But fantastic project, been talking about it. Really great prospects I think for that project, and I said it can come closer to the top 10 certainly, and it is doing so. So yeah, hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe, and if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.